Okay, I am trying something a little different today, so I hope you stick with me to the very end. I'm counting down my very favorite sales ever on Poshmark. So let's go. Don't mind me, I have my iPad. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Danica. I'm a part-time reseller based in Calgary, Alberta. I sell on Poshmark Canada and Poshmark US, and today's video is all about my favorite all-time sales on Poshmark. Not necessarily my biggest flips, but just like when I go through my sold listings on Poshmark, these are just like close to my heart. Also, I am in my hotel room on a layover. I bought like a little travel ring light and I wanted to test it out. So far, I like it. It was kind of hard to find a spot where I could get the tripod set up and have like a blank-ish background behind me. So just bear with me. I'm just trying new things here. Also, I have my iPad here just to refer to my list. I don't have my laptop with me, so this is what we're gonna do. So the first one I want to talk about is this vintage nightgown. This nightgown I got at the bins for $1 and it ended up selling for $120. The reason why this is on my list of my favorite items was just like anytime I find something at the bins that is in such rough shape, but I see the vision of what it could be, it's just like such a special thing for me. I remember finding this and I just thought it was absolutely beautiful. I didn't think it would sell for $120, honestly, but once I got it home, I like really saw it, I just fell in love. I low-key wish I would have kept this. It's like just a gorgeous nightgown. Again, would have been beautiful for some kind of photo shoot, like an engagement shoot, a maternity photo shoot, something like that. And yeah, I couldn't believe it sold for $120. Sometimes I just list things high and I'm like, maybe no one will buy it and I'll get to keep it. But someone saw the value in it like I did, and it did end up selling for $120. The next item I wanted to talk about was this pair of Stuart Weitzman sandals. So these are a pair of Stuart Weitzman wedges that actually have been worn by Jennifer Aniston. Didn't know that when I sourced them. This was one thing that I sourced the very first day the bins in Calgary were open. So that's why it's a little bit special to me, because it was probably my biggest flip from that trip, I think. I had a few solid flips from that first day at the bins ever. The first day they were opened ever, I went with Shauna, one of my friends, and yeah, so that was amazing. I actually tried them on and they kind of fit. They were a little bit small, so I've actually went ahead and ordered a pair for myself off Poshmark. I have them at home and I just think they're really beautiful and they're very surprisingly comfortable. So that's why I got a pair for myself just for fun. It was also kind of, like I said, it was my first big flip from the bins, and it kind of made me realize that sourcing at the bins would be a profitable way to source for Poshmark. I wasn't really sure what it was going to look like. I had been to the Goodwill outlets before in Austin, Texas, and in Portland. The bins in Calgary right now are very different from Goodwill outlets, so I wasn't sure what to expect, but that was the first time I was like, okay, I'm gonna probably be here often. The next item I want to talk about is this pair of Jimmy Choo orange pointed toe pumps. I think this was my very first like luxury find in the wild, maybe my second. These shoes were two different colors, like the shades of orange were different. I didn't realize until I got home, I think. It looks like one of them was left in the sun and the other one wasn't, but I was just like so excited to find Jimmy Choo shoes at the thrift store. Even though they were two different shades of orange, they still sold for $155. So that was obviously very special to me. I was like, okay, this is like, again, all of these kind of have a common thread where it was a sale that made me realize that I was on the right path and I was sourcing things that were profitable for me. The next item I want to talk about is this Vince cream cashmere sweater. I posted this on Instagram. This was probably my first few months of doing Poshmark, like within a few months of opening my account, I think. And I remember finding it at the thrift store, and I had no idea what Vince was until I started reselling and I started consuming reseller content on Instagram, YouTube. I just like was like a sponge. I just like absorbed everything that I could find online. I learned about the brand Vince. I got super lucky and found a cashmere sweater, and it ended up selling for $145, which is insane. I remember I was working and the offer came in and I had really bad reception because we had flown into like a small community, and so the reception was very spotty, and I was just like trying to accept the offer and it wasn't like going through, and I was all panicked, but it ended up working out in the end, and yeah, $145 for a sweater. Crazy. The next item on my list is this DSTM cape. DSTM stands for Don't Shoot the Messenger. It is a European brand. Again, this is a bins find. I remember I was like digging. I was at the very bottom of the bins. The bins in Calgary are not like the Goodwill outlet ones that are like this deep. The ones in Calgary are like probably at least, I guess they're like 2.5 feet deep. Like they come up to like here with me. If you've watched my thrift with me at the bins videos, you will see I like stick my phone in the bin and you can see how high up it comes on me. And I was like basically folded in half, like into the bin, digging, and I found this and I just thought it was so cool. It was like a little cropped blazer situation with a silk train. I didn't style it very well. Like I just styled it with jean shorts and a shirt, I think, but it was just so cool. There were no comps anywhere really on Poshmark or eBay, but I looked up the brand and I think they're a Scandinavian brand maybe, but don't hold me to that. And they retail for a really like decent amount. They're a small designer company. They make like capsule, like they don't make like a mass amount of clothes. Like they'll have little collections with a few items. That's what I was trying to say. And so yeah, I ended up selling that for, I think it was $250. I wrote how much each one of these sold in my notes, except from here on down, I did not. So bear with me. The next one on my list is this Billabong dress. This dress was new with tags, and I remember finding this when I was thrifting with my mom in Kamloops, and like she always loved coming thrifting with me and would just like get so excited and be like, what about this, what about this, what about this? Like she would come up to me with like a handful of things, and I would feel so bad turning her down and being like, I don't know. But she was just so excited to help and just like to be like involved and to be a part of it. And she's like someone who like 100% saw my vision, was 100% my biggest cheerleader I've ever had in my life. Just like would just randomly look at my Poshmark closet and text me and be like, oh my god, you find such nice things. Like watched all my YouTube videos, commented on all my YouTube videos, would text me, like just was 200% on board with everything I did and just was so encouraging. So I found this dress when I was thrifting with her, and I remember her just being like, how do you find these things? Like she was just like so amazed, and it ended up selling for a decent profit, I remember, and it was just like so special to me because she was part of that with me, and she was just like so excited to be part of it. The next sale that I have on my list is this pair of Gucci purple wedge pumps. I have written here that this was my first big luxury sale and first time finding authentic Gucci in the wild, which is true. I remember finding these, which is true obviously because I wrote it down and it's about my sales. But I remember finding these at Value Village, and I was just like, I don't know if these are real. I had never like seen real Gucci in my life. I had never probably seen fake Gucci in my life. And I was just like, there's no way these are real. Like there's absolutely 0% chance of that. But they were like brand new. They were so cute. Like the purple was so pretty. And I actually submitted the authentication like photos while I was at the thrift. I don't think they came back until after I was home, because sometimes it takes a while. I did end up buying them and they were authentic, and I sold them. It took a while for them to sell because I tried selling them on Marketplace, but they kept getting taken down even though I had the authenticity certificate attached. And when you get something authenticated on Real Authentication or whatever I use, it says $30 on the certificate, which some people think is like how much you paid for the item. So they think that they're like fake or whatever. So it was like a whole thing. But yeah, they ended up selling for a decent amount. I think they sold on Poshmark US. I'll put a screenshot, like I have already put a screenshot up here, so you'll be able to see how much they sold for and which currency it was, but I'm pretty sure it was Poshmark US. And I think it was like $400. That's what I want to say, but I'm not sure. Now we are down to the last item. This is a lot shorter video than I thought it was going to be. I guess I'm not as talkative today as I usually am. But anyway, my last sale that I have on here is this pair of Fluvog brown cowboy boots. I found 2 pairs of Fluvog boots in that thrift trip. I remember which Value Village I was at, and finding 2 pairs of Fluvog boots is just like such a rare occasion. To find them in the same place at the same time was amazing. Fluvog, if you don't know, is one of my favorite brands to find and to flip. They just sell for such a good amount and they sell so quickly, and I just like love their style. I don't know if I would be able to pull it off, but I think they're gorgeous and they're so well made, and they're a Canadian company, and it's just like all of that I just like I'm obsessed with. So these were like 2-tone, like kind of chunky platform cowboy boots. I tried them on and they fit me, but I didn't keep them because I knew that they would make me a lot of money. And these actually ended up being my biggest flip ever on Poshmark Canada. So that was amazing. And I just like, yeah, those are my favorite flips I've ever made on Poshmark Canada and Poshmark US. As I said, those are not like a list of my biggest flips, but just like the ones that made me like love reselling, and for different reasons. Some of these items I kind of wish I had held on to, like that that nightgown, and yeah, I think maybe that's the only one. But yeah, I am very curious to know if you have a list of your favorite flips on Poshmark, or if you have like favorite things that you've sourced that never made it to Poshmark, and let me know in the comments what they are, which sales that you maybe think, I don't know. But anyway, I will see you next time. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you do. Leave me a thumbs up before you go and drop me a comment. And I hope that everyone has a great day. See ya!